Morrissey, Stephen Patrick Morrissey, has now closed the email address that he had created for the sale of all of his Smith stuff, all the trademark, the names, all the synchronization, licensing rights, the royalties, all of that. He's closed that email down. Some people say, and it's been reported, that actually it just bounced back when you sent a message to it. Now, here's the background to this story, and I podcasted on this. And I remember saying this because I was there. It seems a bit weird if you are going to, or a bit odd, if you are going to sell all your rights, to put an email address down and say, only serious people should be emailing me. You're probably going to get some messages that are not quite serious. Fans, people having a laugh, that sort of thing. Generally, what you would do if you were doing this and selling everything concerned with the Smiths. And, you know, he said that it was to prioritise his mental health because he didn't want to deal with the remaining members of the Smiths. And somebody's pointed out from my last podcast, and right to do so, that one of the Smiths has sadly passed. What I meant was their business legacy, because that continues even after death, doesn't it? So he's prioritised his mental health, and that's fair enough. But generally what you would do is you'd go to a broker, wouldn't you? And you'd say, could you contact record companies, associated musical organisations, hedge funds sometimes, and see who wants to buy this? Because it's going to cost quite a lot of money, isn't it? Quite a lot of money. But he didn't do that. He put together an email, which is reported, as I say, didn't work. It bounced back. Maybe it was just because he'd had so many emails. You know, you're going to wake up the following day and say, well, 250,000 emails. This must all be from serious people who want to buy these, and they're going to offer serious amounts of money, and it's all going to be legitimate and above board with each of these emails. It does strike me, and I don't know, it's just my opinion. I'm not a journalist, but it does strike me as if it's a story, doesn't it? If a few days later, a couple of days later, isn't it? He says, I'm taking this email down, and people are saying, well, it never worked anyway. I don't know what's behind this, but it does seem a bit odd. And if you are looking at your brand, it may not be the best way to go. It didn't seem as though it was the best thing to do, just to put an email together. Now, that appears to be the case. And it may just be that there's naivety and sweet naivety about this. But I'm not sure. This is the business of music anyway, isn't it? You really should be looking at something a little bit different.